everybody. Do you like the new lighting? We're wearing our JoJo sweater today. I don't know if you know who JoJo is, but today we are going to be talking about the spirit of Leviathan and how you do not need to you do not need to sign up to meet this spirit. I didn't know I was okay. I didn't know. Sometimes you don't know you're dealing with one. Okay. But subconsciously I knew, you know. And it first came through a misinterpretation of a dream. Recently I've been getting messages about dragons. And I'm like, dragons? What about dragons? And today I was doing the most mundane task, and I thought back to a dream that I had after I had separated from someone I had been on and off with. It was around like the last phase that on would have came up again, but I remember we were in the room and I had said something to him, and like he had like started to turn into like a tornado thing, and he like transitioned into like a dragon, and I was like, why? I was like, what is this? Like, why is he a dragon? Little did I know it is possible to have a partner who is jealous of you, which I didn't understand. I still don't, which, you know, the Bible says lean not on your own understanding. Not because, you know, you should trust in somebody else to understand, but no, sometimes things are not, only make sense to that person and not to you, you know? Like, if it's not logical, please leave it alone. And this was the same person who tried to demean me and my talents, and even tried to imitate my style at one point. And the reason I say, like, you don't sign up for encountering a Leviathan spirit is because they can find any reason. My own family even has the spirit attached to them. I remember I used to, before I came home, I would see like a car with a dragon go towards the direction of my house. I thought it was just like, oh, I'm gonna slay this dragon, I'm gonna conquer my fear, but like, it's more than that. because they had even been jealous of my gifts from day one, when I had even first tapped into them in the Christian church. And then she took my vision and then just ran with it. Like, when you get close to uncovering this entity, you start to see how decrepit they look. Like, they start to have, like, they start looking deteriorated, like they because they can't keep up the act anymore, and it's becoming exhausting. It's like a like, you can see that there's something eating at them once you don't feed them any of your attention as, let's say, an offering to keep the monster at bay. That entity then turns on them and starts eating at them. And once they see that you see it, it's like they start itching, like they need to do something to you, or they start switching towards their last attempt, which is to try and diminish you completely, right? So I had a dream recently. I gotta look back at the date of when this was, but we're gonna use, well, because I had a dream about it, we're gonna use it as an example. I had a dream that I was in the movie Coraline, right? And it's such a good example. You know how in the movie she started turning into that spider thing more and more as, like, when Coraline started to realize what she actually was, or like what game she was playing. How the whole world that she had created for her, let's use like that whole world as like the mask, basically. Like that whole entire world that they created is a mask, basically. The more she started to go in and out of that world, and she started uncovering more and more things and seeing the reality of what was really going on, it's like all of that stuff was not glitz and glam, and then everything started to morph into like her spider web, basically. Like, you know, she started that decrepit thing. But I had a dream that, you know, well, first I want to say that I did try to make contact with Leviathan before filming on today's Sunday. But Hecate kind of told me, like, you know, wait until you're done filming. I didn't know I'd be sent a dream though. But I had made, okay, so like I filmed, and then, like, you know, I just spoke to my spirit team instead, and then like I went to sleep, and then that's when I had the dream. I was in the movie Coraline, and it was like, and I was like kind of looking around, and like I saw like the other mother, but like she had like these razor sharp teeth, and like, you know, just like the bottom half of the face didn't look right. She still had like the button eyes kind of, and I kind of like
backed up a little bit, and they're like, no, it can't hurt you because you didn't, you don't have, you're not bound to anything. So but basically what the dream was trying to tell me, like, is warning me about the last attempt, right, to trap you in their world that is very fragile. Because once somebody sees sees who you really are, there's really no putting a blanket over that anymore. And so they might as well take them buttons off. No. But that's the thing, those whilst you're in that world, or they'll try to put buttons on your eyes, and that's not, no. And because you're the only real person that they've encountered in the other world, it's like, they're not able to comprehend you. Like, maybe if I become who you want me to be, then I don't know, maybe I'll make it to where you are. Maybe you'll take me where you're going. No, I'm not carrying a demon on my back. And because there are these specific events were, quote unquote, inspired by these people, they obviously want a piece of something. And this is all you get. This is all you get. And there is nothing you can do but to walk away from this entity. There's nothing you can do but to get out of that stormy water, away from that sea monster bound to the underworld. You can be encouraging towards the spirit. You can lend advice to the spirit. You can try to be a yes man to this spirit, but it's not. No, they're gonna find another reason. Like this spirit is not based in logic at all. Like, and when they realize that they're the only one obsessed, they start acting the damn fool. I never really take the time to sit back and see how far I've come, especially at the age that I'm at now, That's one of the things I ever had my first talking to with Lilith about when I first invoked her. She was like, you need to start having a why not me moment. You need to stop asking why and just really look at why not. Like, she was like, do you know who you are? Do you know how far this is gonna take you? Like, that I'm worth way more than I even realized. My sexuality is definitely something that people get intimidated by as well. Because these jealous spirits don't want to have to worry about, oh, you like all genders? Oh, I gotta check you every day. Oh, I gotta see who you talking to every day. She probably out there selling it right now. No. These people ain't never had a why not me moment. That same jealous partner had asked me, they're like, so if you like all genders, what makes me different from everybody else? And I'm sitting there like, why are you worried about somebody else? Because I'm thinking, well, why not you, you know? You can tell a penny that it is worth way more than 1 cent. You could list that it has the Lincoln Memorial on it, that Abraham Lincoln wanted to end slavery was on the coin, and I don't know what else. It can conduct energy and stuff. You could tell this penny all day how much value it has, but until it sits there and really looks at, wait, I am worth more than 1 cent. It's still gonna feel like it's just 1 cent. I've been through that too. Somebody was like, you're very beautiful, like, and I used to be like, oh, thanks, you know. Like, everybody goes through this. Like, they used to tell me that all the time, and I would just be like, oh, you know, thank you. No, I'm just a penny, but okay. I remember I had one of those Sacagawea dollar coins. I no longer have it now. I gave it because there was a there was somebody on a mission on it, but anyway. But I thought it was one of the ones with the error on it that was made out of pure gold, or like, you know, just like one of those where it had like an error on it or whatever. So like I kind of like looked it over and I was like, I don't know how I could tell if it has, you know, something wrong with it or whatever. And so I looked at how much it could sell for, and it said 144,000. And I kept that number in mind, but you know, I looked it over a bunch of times and I was like, there's nothing wrong with it. And I was like, wait, is that the point? So like I kind of looked up the number, and it said something about like I don't know, I want to say the peak of divinity or stepping into your divine power. And I was like, wait, there's nothing wrong with it, you know, there's nothing wrong with how I am, you know, who I am and who I want to be. There's something wrong with the people who don't know what to do with something so rare. I gave it to someone, you know, I gave it to the ex-partner, whatever, you know, because I was like, oh, well, you know, because I thought it was special. Still do. That is all I have for you today. I now have more balance that I'm implementing into my filming schedule. So I'll be able to upload earlier now, because I know most of you are asleep when I upload. But yeah, my socials are in the description as always. Subscribe to my herd. I want to put emphasis that this is not a cult. This is a revelation for freedom. But yes, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.